When the old world ends, a new world shall rise, led by a hero of old who came from the skies, followed by soldiers and a devoted band, a magic shield and a golden hand. New friends will be found and old friends will be lost, lava spewing from a mountain of frost. An evil empire that came from the stars, the people of East who hide behind bars, and once was the downfall of the great green beast. In a snowy cabin he will find peace. This poem is what historians have come to call the Mundus Prophecy. It was discovered in 1964 in a half-submerged temple located about 30 kilometers off the coast of southern Greece. Along with the temple, almost half a city's worth of structures were found littered on the seafloor. Many theories were passed around about what this place could have been, as it was quite strange for most Greek ruins. The site contained no farms or normal living spaces found in most Greek towns, and it was completely made up of statues that were surrounded by a defensive wall. Although most of the writing had been eroded away, the archaeologists were able to make out a few words, such as fallen child and no Athens. Although it makes sense to us today, the German scientists who discovered it were baffled, although they did have a hunch to who it could be referring to. In the year 69 BC, a baby boy was born to two proud parents. This young boy was named Gratis, and his parents' names Dionysus and Athena. Now, these parents were somewhat of a big deal back in ancient Greece. The father was known for his massive drinking habits, bursts of craziness, and a pine cone on a stick that he would take everywhere. His mother was skilled at every useful art, had a deep love for owls, and was made guardian of a major city. The parents were also siblings, but we don't talk about that. Upon his birth, his parents saw how unbelievably good-looking he was, and soon it caught the attention of Gratis's only grandfather, a little-known old man by the name of Zeus. Zeus was so entranced by little Gratis's attractiveness that he decided he was gonna make this baby the new god of beauty. Not surprisingly, the previous title holder, Aphrodite, was not very happy about this, so she decided to confront Zeus, but this just caused a large argument that left Aphrodite storming off to get drunk on wine, which was the job of Dionysus. For the last few hours, the gods had instructed their servants to host a ceremony where young Gratis would officially be made into the god of beauty, and a lot of other not safe for work stuff. While the servants were just finishing up on the decorations and the food platters, a salty Aphrodite decided to sneak over to the unguarded crib where little Gratis was sleeping and chuck him off Mount Olympus. Oy vey. This was not your ordinary throws, though. Aphrodite put all her energy into throwing this kid as far away as she could, and as far as we can tell, it worked. The throw was so powerful that the air stretched Gratis's body, and when he hit the ground, he had turned from an infant into a roughly 20-year-old man. Now, we don't know much about this period of time, but for a few days, Gratis tried to survive in the deep forests of what we know today as East Island, even though for most of history it was known as Washington, D.C. After a few days of fighting bears and mountain lions and Sasquatches, Gratis decided to stop hiding in a cave and build a shelter. So he started gathering sticks and logs and leaves, and after a few hours he had built his first makeshift shelter, also known as the White House. Understandably, he felt pretty tired after all this surviving in the wilderness stuff, and so he fell asleep in what we know as the Oval Office, although at the time it was more of an oval bedroom. 1792 was an eventful year for a lot of people. A few Brazilian revolutionaries were executed, a few Japanese volcanoes erupted, and France became a republic. But to the people of the Ashan Empire, It is known as the First Awakening of Astron Gaming. Gratis woke up to find out that his shelter was now being used as the most important structure for a new nation that had suddenly popped up. He was also surprised at the fact that nobody had woken him up, despite the fact that he was laying on the floor in the most important room of the most important building. The first thing he saw when he awoke was the glaring face of George Washington, who was unfortunate enough to stare directly into the eyes of the untrained god. Washington fell instantly pregnant and was blinded by the sheer beauty of Gratis, who was too groggy at the time to limit his power. The White House staff came rushing in to see the president writhing on the ground in pure ecstasy. He was taken to the hospital, and Gratis was named the President of the United States for life. One half of this reason was because he was so good looking that they wanted to print his picture on all their money, and the other reason was because Gratis had instantly impregnated so many women with his gaze, and all those people wanted to brag about their baby daddy being the president of the country. This led to Gratis's child support making up most of the nation's debt. It is not known how, but about 1 year after being made president, he was given the name Astron Gaming by his citizens. It's not known where this name came from, but the most popular theory is that he copied the name of his physiotherapists, those being Ashton Fleming and Gay Ming, who hailed from Vietnam, although it wasn't called that. Although this theory is not confirmed. That's all for today, Stingies. I hope you enjoyed episode 2 of the New Athens University History series, and if you did, leave a like and subscribe, because if we get enough fans, maybe the God Emperor will notice us and give us more funding. Next time on the show, we will be talking about President Gaming's adventures in the Wild West, and maybe even the Second Awakening. See y'all soon.